Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, and let's see, what do these tea leaves have to say today? And so it is very, very clustered on one side, as we can see. Not a lot of balance, but that's all right. Sometimes it just is that way in life, isn't it? There's a lot of energy kind of poured into one sector or sphere of our being, of our life, of our consciousness is focused. Okay, and so our card for today is the Two of Swords, and this has everything to do with finding balance, peace, a greater understanding. Okay, so really, I'm looking at this, it looks like we have a mighty battle going on. And I know we're talking about peace, so, this maybe really is the end of some kind of treachery, turmoil, discord, something, chaotic in your life, okay? We have this large animal. It looks like a wolf to me. Immediately when I saw it, I thought of, that wolf knocking at your door, really trying to get in there to see what's going on. How can they get into your life? How can they break down your boundaries, your walls? A kind of really very aggressive and pushy energy, okay? We have, it looks like people kind of falling off. We have one person who is standing here, kind of on the foot of the wolf, and you can see kind of the head and the little body, and then just kind of standing. So almost kind of a serene posture in all of this chaos. Here we also have a person who looks like they're falling. Their arms are raised. We also have an illuminated candle, but there's a lot of wind. It's blowing. So almost kind of that candle blowing in the wind. Just about to go out, maybe, right? So, this looks so consuming. I mean, it really looks just, I can imagine a ball of anxiety in your mind. It's like there's a lot of sounds going on, people talking loud, sensory, like textures, feeling claustrophobic maybe, just your clothes suddenly feel like you're very acutely aware of how they feel on you. That's what I mean by the textures. Just all of this really all of a sudden in the chaos of this thing, realizing this is too much. I need to step away. I need to find somewhere to calm down. Slow it down. Really. And I laugh only because I know this feeling all too well. I understand it. And so I really felt like coming into this reading, I thought, Okay, this is, we have this card of peace. And I really feel like ultimately we're headed towards a place where things are going to, you're going to be just kind of cruising along. I feel like after all of this torment, and this feels like it has been some torment, I really feel like this is somebody who is, comes into your life, really tries to take over, almost like a really kind of controlling like a family member, a significant other, somebody who just like comes in, starts taking everything over. It throws you into a chaotic tailspin, and where they think probably they're helping you, get things sorted and organized. And when I think of this energy, I always think of my old mother-in-law, who I love. We're still very close. She would sometimes come over and just start rearranging my kitchen cupboards. And I was young. I mean, let me just say, I'm like, now I don't think she would ever do that. We still see each other very often. So there is the potential where she could, she maybe could rearrange my things. But now she wouldn't, as I'm an older person. But I do think that, there's this feeling of, I think about this with people that come in, like just start rearranging things, just putting things where they think it would be more suitable, even though they don't live there, right? And this is just an example. And let me just emphasize again, if you hear this, Mom, I love you and I appreciate you. But, that feeling of losing the input in your own space, it really, especially for a Cancer, oh my goodness, it's almost destabilizing, because you all like things how you like them, even if nobody else understands your system. You do things in the way that feels right to you, okay? And so I think as this energy passes, and there's gonna be, I feel, a bit of an eruption. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I can see just a sense of, and we have kind of a face here with the eyebrows. A bit of a little, it looks like kind of a little devil here with the horns and the arms up, and so just, I feel the thing is gonna be pulled out of you. Okay, you're gonna. Now, I don't think this is going to be a big snapping off, but I do think you're going to lose your temper a little bit. Your patience has been tried. Let's just say that. So, in a silly way, it kind of makes sense to me, really, that we get the peace card, because this is some aggression that has been building for a while. This is not just about this person coming around, sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, being kind of overbearing and whatever. This is about a lot of different things. I mean, and you know what they are. You know what's going on in your life, right? Where there are feelings of loss of control, okay? Places where you feel that you've been kind of, maybe like steamrolled, or, just kind of ignored, or pacified, or disenfranchised, and all these things. And these little tidbits, they build up, don't they? And so I think that there is going to be this kind of chaos. I think of just kind of almost a sense of spiraling madness for a moment, right? Seeing red. But I think that it's just, it is, and now I don't think that this is violent. I don't think it's anything like that. I just think that it's like it's going to be a little bit of a blow up. And I think that is totally the thing for you. It's not a bad thing. Where we have to be careful is, where do we put that energy? We are allowed to feel how we want to feel, or not how we want to feel, how we feel, right? Funny enough, I really have focused so much on this, having a kid, right? And now we are really focused on teaching autonomy, talking about our feelings and things. I mean, none of this stuff was even, I don't remember thinking about any of this stuff as a kid. But, this is what we teach our kids now, at least in our household. And I think generally more people are focused on, not stuffing down the feelings, but instead figuring out, how do we channel that rage? How do we channel that anger? How do we put that, how do we make that blow up into kind of a controlled blow up? And there are things. Screaming. I love to talk about primal screaming. I love it. I can't do it as much because I use my voice to do these readings. And I also have a child, so I'm constantly talking to her. So I can't go screaming all the time anymore. And what I mean by screaming is like going outside by myself in a quiet place and screaming from my core. Letting it go. Purging that frustration, annoyance, sorrow, rage, feeling like my power has been taken from me, and these are ancient feelings. These aren't just things that, happen every day, but they come up at the most inopportune moments. So what do? I march myself to my screaming spot, and I scream. And I freaking scream. Sometimes I cry too. Sometimes I will sob, I will bawl, I will roll around on the ground like a little baby until I can't anymore. And it probably seems silly to other people, but it gets it out. It gets it out. Okay? And we have to find ways to release some of this stuff. As much as I love stoicism, which I do, in a lot of ways I wish that I was a lot more stoic than I am. I do think it can be problematic for some people, not all people, some people, to avoid feeling what they feel and carrying it with them. I'm no doctor, but I think this causes stress, and we know stress affects the nervous system. It affects your immune system. It's the beginning of a lot of ailments. And so we must find ways to manage it. And stress is a secondary symptom to a lot of other things, right? Our big emotions. So, I feel like seeing this devil thing dancing around, having a time. We even have a little thing, this little one kind of running this way. Get out of the way. They're gonna explode. Yeah, let it out. but be careful around other people. Take care with others. All beings everywhere, take care with them. If they deserve a blow up or not. Okay? I know, it's hard not to. It's hard not to. I learned to drive in California, so I very much have that like deep imprint of a very offensive driver and also a bit of a hothead, right? And you know, I've had to really work hard not to freak out when somebody doesn't let me merge, or you know, or you get cut off, or they're going too slow, or they're riding on you, or whatever. Let it go, you know. I don't like to be made to feel unsafe. I hate driving. I really do. Because it's very, you know, it's a place where our emotions, our instincts are amplified. And so anyways, we just have to really work on how we're going to react about things. No, okay, so good things coming though. Okay, we have a dolphin over here, right there. Not a lot else, but a very psychic time beyond this. And I think that really there is that sense of peace coming after the storm. Sometimes we need a big old storm to come through, you know, and get kind of, you know, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to get this cat from coming up here. Come on, baby. Come over here. Come on, over here. On this side. There you go. I'll pet you. I can pet you on this side. Pudgy says hello. So anyways, you know, sometimes we need that big old storm. If you live somewhere where it's very humid, like we are here where I live, during the summer when it's real hot and we have a big storm roll in, and it's, you know, just before that the front of the storm hits us, and it will blow in usually some really cool air, and that's where we get, you know, trouble with tornadoes and stuff. But there is this buildup of that humidity, the pressure in the air. It feels electric. It almost feels like combustible. But then that cold swoops in, and it begins to rain, and everything kind of dissipates, all that humidity. It starts to get nice and cool. You feel like you can breathe. Oh my goodness, it feels nice. And everything starts to look very green and lush. You know, and then once that thing's gone, the sky is bluer than you could imagine. There is just a sense of everything in its right place. It is thriving. Yeah, some little branches have come down, and you know, maybe it rained on your parade a little bit, or you know, you had to take your barbecue into the garage or whatever, but it'll pass, and we benefit from it on all sides. Okay? And so, you know, sometimes we have to have a reason to have a little bit of an emotional, you know, purge. And that's okay. And that's all right. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use the Earthbound Oracle cards. We're going to stop where it feels right and see how this punctuates the reading. And it says travel. Okay, so hello, buddy. Come on, come down to my lappy. You got to get off the table, my love. Come on. Oh. Yeah, you're a big boy, aren't you? Okay. So, with the travel coming, and I think that this is really just about traveling through those emotions, really. But maybe to kind of come on, buddy. Not on this one. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. We just got back from being with family for a couple of days, and it just is hard to get back into the routine of things. And not only that, we have a busy day, so I'm trying to do my readings and not get too far off on my time, because I can linger on these things for a long time. And these cats, they just love to come in and take my mind, pull the thread of my mind away. So anyways, yes, traveling through those feelings, through those, those big emotions that you're having. And then, and I think that we really do see here a sense of self-preservation, the protection, the self-work, evolution, metamorphosis. And you know what? Maybe, just maybe, this is one of the first times that you successfully get through one of these situations where you feel like you could just fully blow up and, you put it into something else. You put it into a hobby, into making art, going on a hike, doing something that gets your heart rate up, right? Instead of just completely losing it. And that is wonderful. That is, a big achievement. So maybe this is that time. Maybe this is it. Okay, so anyways, I want to say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm. And as we know, the algorithm really helps this channel grow by doing like the recommendations and stuff. And so, we like to give it the engagement that it wants, and those are things like liking the video, sharing the readings on other social media platforms, watching the readings from the beginning to the end. If you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. They mean a lot to me. All right. Well, I send you all of my love, and I love you. And we'll talk very soon.